Hey everyone, today we are taking a look at Song of Tides in normal mode. The raid for this is broken up into 3 groups, one for the purple, one for the green, and one for the blue sections. The easiest way we found to do this pull is for the tanks to run in and stay on the boss. They have to stay very close to the boss. And then the DPS should wait to move in. Now they're moving in too soon here, but wait until this yellow circle is gone before moving in. And now you can see the rest of our DPS is going to stack directly on the boss. Now after you are on the boss, just go ahead and stay there because the tank will get the sheer damage on them. So up next we've got sheer damage. Everyone stack on the mini boss for that. Now afterwards you'll notice this counter in the center of our screen here. This is a purple counter because we're in the purple section. Now if we are in the purple section, when this next AoE hits, it's a yellow AoE where the whole floor turns yellow. Here we go. If we're in that section when the yellow AoE hits, we will die because we have this counter with stacks. So we have to move to the other section. What we do is we move to the edge and then switch to the other section when the floor turns yellow, which you just saw. So here we're going to go ahead and be on the next one. For this, tanks move out if you get a yellow AoE around you. And if there's a yellow AoE around the boss, just move out of the way. Then everyone stack back on the mini boss. In one of the sections, a ad will spawn, and you can see he's right next to me. Just if you're a tank, grab him and make sure you keep him under control. Next was the sheer damage, which you just saw. After sheer damage, we move to the edge of the circle here, and then we get ready to switch sides. In this case, our next boss is already down, but if we were to be getting ready to switch sides, once the floor turns yellow, we'd move to the next section, try to kill all 3 bosses at the same time, and then kill that little ad that appeared, and then go ahead and DPS the boss. Okay, for this section, if you get red text over your head, move out. You can see the circles above. Just move to the back. You don't want to have the circles drop right on the boss. We actually did in this particular run, and you'll see it just makes it harder for melee. Afterwards, gather together for sheer damage. So here we're sharing our damage, and then following that will be another round of the circles. So again, red text over your head. Just move out. You can see in the top, Droz's has the blue circle, so he's just going to move out as far as he can to drop it out there. Dropping the puddles under the boss is not the best thing because it makes it a little tougher for DPS, but you can still kind of do it. Here we've got a share damage again, and this just continues. We're going to share the damage, and we're going to then move the circles out. And now tanks, we're going to switch tank stacks at around 29 stacks. If you get to 30, that's all right. But if you every time after the boss hits you, after 30 stacks, it doesn't continue to go up, but you will drop crystals, and that's really bad. And towards the end of the video, I will show you what that looks like. But here, we're accidentally dropping puddles in the middle. These turn into little balls. These will be moved out. And the balls are to help free people who get caught by the tentacle. Now you can see that up in the top. Droz's is sucked into one of the tentacle rooms. Now I do not recommend you free Droz, and I would instead let him die and res, but if you wanted to free him, and I do not recommend this, what you would do is go up to one of the balls and click the channel button. If you have the orb lined up with one of the portals in the back, you can kick the ball at the portal and it will change the portal to the color of the ball. So here you can see it just turned to the color green. Now I'm going to line up another one and kick it again with hitting that channel button, and it's going to change the color of the portal. Now it's like a blackish color, I think. I think it's actually supposed to be a brown, but I went into it, and then once you go into it, you get into this room. Now there's no one currently in here. I can see a tentacle on the other side, but there's like a wall and I can't get over there. There's also a portal, but I can't reach it, so I can't get back out. So at this point, I am stuck in this room. Now a brownish portal did actually appear. However, there was somebody who ended up being stuck in there. Now I went over to the tentacle and my DPS was just not good enough to break through the tentacle. So you'd have to have a DPS come in here to break these tentacles, and I don't think it's worth the time of possibly getting stuck, and also the need for a higher DPS to come in and break the tentacle in order just to free another DPS. So I think in the end, it's easier just to let them die and res. Now back to the actual fight. We mentioned the tank stacks. So at 30 stacks, you're going to start dropping these crystals, and you can see that up at the top. And they put out these purple balls that go across the room and will basically kill anybody or do a lot of damage to anybody they touch. So this was our first run we ever tried when we weren't sure what was going on, and you can see it just gets to be a mess very quickly if the tanks have too many tank stacks. So again, just be careful and try not to get above 30 stacks. Switch off between tanks, and again, you should be all right. The DPS requirement on this is not too high, so hopefully you will have an easier time clearing this than the previous 2 guild dungeons. You're watching VGO40, and thank you for watching. We will see you next time.